What if your body was a gift and contribution to your life and not something that you've been stuck with? What if your body could change quickly and easily? Right Body for You will inspire you and show you a different way of creating the body and the life you truly desire. Now here's your host, Donnielle.
And hello, welcome to Right Body for You. I am, as the voice before me said, your host, Donnielle. And welcome to a different kind of show about bodies with your different kind of host. It's for me, it's fun to do the show. I have worked with people and their bodies for a long time, which is funny when today we're talking about time, but it's a long time. I was helping my mother with her health talk radio shows. And so I'm rounding up 31 years of working with people and their bodies, whether radio, facilitating classes, and it's been an interesting journey of my own path. It's really been interesting to see my even own evolution of hating that I had a body. Well, I guess I should start with, as a kid, you come in and you're like, ooh, legs and arms. Let's see how fast I can run with them and what I can do with them. And, ooh, what does this be like? What does this do? And then to go from there to hating the fact that I had a body and hiding as much as I could from it to be like, hey, I have a body. I love it. We have so much gratitude for it. We have fun. We have time. Time. Time is so, prevalent in the energy right now for this show. It's really hilarious. But so Right Body for You is a part of Access Consciousness, and all these tools work on the energetic level. If we could have thought our way out of it, we would have, and trust me, I know. Hi, my name is Donnielle Carter. I'm a reformed thinker. What's fun about the Access Consciousness tools and the Right Body for You tools is you don't have to throw away all of what you knew before. Right Body for You and Access Consciousness includes everything. That's one of the 10 keys in Access to change your life is no exclusion. And so you actually get to add these tools to everything you're doing and create greater, create more, create something different in the world. So even though I joke and hi, I'm a reformed thinker, one of the really cool things is the way I was able to look at things, the way I was able to ask questions, or even the way I tended to function now actually helps me facilitate other people, whether it's on the radio show, one of my workshops, or in a private session. I just finished revamping my website. Well, okay, truthfully, our website's ever completely finished, but there you go. But I've updated. There's the word. I've updated my website, Donnielle.com, and I put under there as one of my special skills, able to see the other side of things. Because that's one of the things I've always really loved and enjoyed is being able to go, okay, what's really going on here? And on this whole subject of time, because today we're talking about what's time got to do with it. And yes, those of you who are hearing Tina Turner's What's Love Got to Do with It, total play on it. Tina Turner, amazing woman. If you've never read her story, wow. Talk about somebody who was like, I am making the demand to succeed, to carry on, to thrive, and build a life. She is a great inspiration for all of us, so I highly encourage you to check her out. And the music's good, too. Not just her life, but, she really rocks. She's a great performer. And so, yes, I'm playing with that. What's time got to do with it? So time has been one of my favorite things to play with. Before I even acknowledged that I knew anything, that I had awareness, that I was any level of psychic, or that I was aware of energy, able to facilitate people, able to talk to bodies, heck, even able to talk to my body, or doing anything like that, I knew time was malleable. I knew time was fluid. I played with it. It was one of the things I still, to this day, am actively going, how can I change this? How much fun can we have? And just what else is possible. I've never actually bought Time Was Real. So I wanted to talk about this today for so many reasons, because besides the fact that it's fun for me, it's also the second anniversary of the Right Body For You radio show on A2Zen.fm, which really just in itself makes me go, wow, holy crap. And I was talking to the producer before, and she's like, wow, 2 years, it just seems like yesterday. And when I was talking with Christine, the owner of A2Zen, she's like, I can't believe it's been 2 years. And, and we hear this stuff all the time. I can't believe it's been 2 years, or, oh, wow, it just seemed like yesterday you started. And so, a lot of people go, it's just our perception. It's just your perception. It's how you perceive it. Time isn't changeable. It isn't malleable. It's just how you perceive it. Because, if you're having fun, time seems to go shorter. But if you're, just staring and bored, it seems to stretch. Well, what if it's not just a perceived thing? What if it's not just it seems to go faster? What if it actually does? In the old adage, a watch pot never boils. Well, and, that being said, that because time elongates, well, what if time actually can elongate? Okay? So 2-year anniversary, woohoo! Which really kind of blows my mind. Because, like I said, that means I've been hosting a radio show for 6 years with a year and a half off in the middle. I had a radio show with my mom called Access to Magic for 4 years that broadcast out of St. George, Utah in the USA. Then after she died, I took a year and a half off, and I have now been doing this A2Zen show for 2 years. And I still remember that first show where I was a host. Part of my journey is that I got over being shy. I used to be painfully shy, which for somebody who was in TV for 10 years and rounding the corner of 31 years in radio, being painfully shy is quite the chore when you're in TV and radio. So for me, I look at that and I'm like, I still remember that show where I was a host. I wasn't just running the board or something like that. The first day I stepped up, that literally seems like yesterday. Okay, so what is time? Okay, because we're going to look at this. So with this topic came up because I started looking at the 2-year anniversary, and I'm like, oh, we should celebrate this. We should do this, and blah 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 blah. Last year I did a 1-year anniversary celebration giveaway and that kind of stuff, and which, by the way, it seems like yesterday that happened. Okay. And so I started looking at this. I'm like, oh, we should celebrate and blah, 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 blah. So thank you, Keisha. Keisha and Rhonda are doing cheers for me with pom-poms. Lovely. In the chat room for 2-year anniversary. So, but with this, I started looking at this. I'm like, okay, what's required to celebrate this 2-year anniversary? And what was interesting is, of the radio show, right? What was interesting is I got that to celebrate it, I wanted to talk about and look about how we use milestones, the guideposts, birthdays, 2-year anniversaries for weddings, radio shows, friendships, a number of things, how we use these as the progress of our life, the evolution of our life, or the timeline of our bodies, of our lives. So what if this buying time, what if these guideposts, these celebration moments, is actually what's aging our bodies, is actually what is creating the slowness or creating the fastness, okay? And let me say straight out right now, I'm not saying don't celebrate. Absolutely. Have a party, have a ball, have fun. What we're going to look at today is looking at changing the energy around it, okay? This is not to take away, like, I celebrated my birthday, I was bad. absolutely frickin' celebrate your birthday. Have a good time. So grateful you're here on the earth and making choices and being in the world and, having fun. Absolutely do that. But maybe we can change the things like, oh, I'm a year older. I mean, how many times do we do that? I'm a year older. What did you do for your birthday? I aged. The first time I heard somebody say that, what did you do for your birthday? I aged. I'm like, really? And, the whole thing I like to do about, one of my talents is being able to see the other side of things. One thing I'm always asking people, I'm like, okay, so what's the underlying point of view here? What did you do for your birthday? I aged. Okay, well then that underlying point of view is that birthdays mean you age. It's inevitable. It's linked. It is one happens, the other has to happen. We're doing this amazing Right Body for You book club. I haven't mentioned it before. Let me mention it now. Right Body for You is not only a set of workshops, it is also a book. I know, craziness ensues, but it's a book. And we've been doing this amazing book club. It's free for everyone, so please, you can still sign up. We just did call and chapter 10 yesterday because it's 14 chapters, 14 weeks in a row. But there are replays, so you can come in anytime. The only prereq, honestly, is having the book so you can read the book. So yesterday was on aging and olding. And it was really interesting. And, when we're talking about this time and bodies, so I asked everybody, it's like, how many times have you done I will not age, I will not grow older, I will remain young at heart, I will grow old gracefully, and all of these kind of things. And I'm asked, I'm like, okay, so what do all these things have in common, all of these kind of phrases? And, people mumbled a couple of different things. And I'm like, at the base level, it's that aging is inevitable, okay? Somewhere we've bought the point of view that aging is inevitable, and time is actually related to this. We've bought time marches on, and there's nothing you can do about it. And how many times have we used that phrase to actually describe aging? Well, time marches on, and then your body destroys itself. And all these weird energies come up with it. Well, what if we're willing to get rid of the point of view that we have to age? And what if we're willing to get over the point of view that time is real? Because one thing I do know is time is not real. Even in little funny things, like I was talking with Rhonda, the producer, right before the show, and I looked down at the clock, and I was like, oh, I have 1 minute, 10 seconds before air, no problem. And then I swear the very next sentence that Rhonda said was, okay, so your show's going to start in 5 seconds. Catch you on the other side. I'm like, what happened to the other minute, 5 seconds a sec? And literally, it was her next sentence. I'm like, I think I just skipped 1:05. Okay? So we're going to take our first quick little break. And when we come back, we're going to look at this concept of time being real, ? Or maybe time isn't real. Because a lot of the aging with the body, a lot of the timeline of your life starts with you really questioning, is time real, and am I the effect of time? Okay? So we're going to look at that when we come back. This is Donnielle. This is Right Body for You. We're on A2Zen.fm, and we'll be right back.
What if your body could be an ease and not a burden? What would life be like if you could enjoy your body? What if changing your body was easier than we've been taught? And what if it's not about the latest fad? Join Donnielle each week on Right Body for You as she explores what bodies are and the ease of change that's possible. Each week you will receive inspirational stories of those who've used the Right Body for You energetic tools to change their body and the tools that they used, tools that you can begin to use immediately. Listen for Right Body for You every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Mountain, and 11 a.m. Pacific on A2Zen.fm.
What would you say if I told you that you could change your life in only 1 hour and all while lying down relaxing? Thousands of people all over the world have. What am I talking about? It's called Access Consciousness, the bars. The bars is an energetic body process that contains 32 different points on your head that when run assist you in releasing decisions about any area of your life that you have made solid and as a result cannot change. The bars is the first class in Access Consciousness, a dynamic set of tools and information designed to transform any area of your life. When you have a bars session, the worst that can happen is you feel like you had a fantastic massage. The best thing that can happen is your whole life could change. Go to accessconsciousness.com today to find a facilitator to schedule a private session or to find a bars class in your area. Are you willing to give yourself an hour to change your life?
This is Right Body for You with Donnielle. To participate in the program today, please call in the U.S. 815-880-8255 or Canada 613-800-8763 or UK 4433-0001-0625. You can Skype us at a2zen.fm. Or if you'd like to email a question, please send it to Donnielle@accessconsciousness.com. Now, back to the program.
And welcome back to Right Body for You. I am your host, Donnielle, and today we're talking about time. You know, it's the second year anniversary of the Right Body for You radio show on a2zen.fm. Woohoo! Yeah! And almost to the day. I mean, literally. I love it. And it really got me thinking about the milestones and the guideposts that we celebrate in our lives. You know, we have these, we use these. We create our lives from them, including our bodies, you know, birthdays. What if it's the timeline we put to things that is the very thing that is creating the death and destruction of our bodies and our lives? That's all. Just the death and destruction, you know, light, fuzzy topics. What if giving these up or looking at them differently can give you and your body the change that you're so anxiously asking for? Okay? Let me add my disclaimer here again. I'm not talking about not celebrating. Celebrate the freak out of your life. I think you should celebrate being alive every day. Did you wake up this morning? Did you open up your eyes? Are you still here? Cool. Celebrate. Absolutely freaking celebrate. What if it's just a celebration of you instead of a celebration of getting older? Instead of a celebration of these marks of time that we are implementing and putting into our lives, okay? So what if time isn't real? And, you know, a lot of people go, yes, I know time isn't real, but, well, no buts about it. What if time isn't real? Do you guys actually recognize that we as mankind, people, things that walk up on two hind legs, we created time, literally. Yes, the universe has a pattern to it. The sun rises and the sun sets. But we're the ones that started doing, oh, this is daytime and this is nighttime when the sun is up or down. And then from there, you know what we're going to do? Not only are we going to separate it out by it's light out or it's dark out. After we're going to do that, you know what we're going to do? We're going to put it so that there's 24 hours in a day. What's an hour? Great. Glad I asked you. It's actually 60. Glad you asked. It's actually 60 minutes. What's 60 minutes? Or what's minutes? I'm glad you asked. It's actually 60 seconds. Well, what's a second? And have you guys ever heard of something called a Planck second? It's actually out there. I mean, we have delineated time to the degree where we have a infinitesimal amount of a second, and it's called a Planck second, like Plank. You guys thought it was just an exercise that you did with your bodies, you know, like planking. Nope, or walking the plank. It is also a Planck second, which means it's tinier than a second, and a second is like that, right? So this is even less than that. So we have delineated time to these infinitesimal, I said it right the first time. Bigwords.com. There we go. to such a degree, we've divided time into something that can be quantified, qualified. We know when we can get there. I always joke that we created time so that we know when to show up. We know when to start class. You know when to listen to the radio show, unless you're listening later, and then you just listen whenever you want. And what's interesting is, what if these increments of time that we have put on it is actually creating a limitation, not structuring our lives, but structuring a limitation, okay? Because in this reality, we start looking at things like mileage. It's this fast how long it takes us to get there. If we're going 60 miles an hour and we're doing 60 miles, it's going to take us an hour to get there. Set in stone. I don't know about you, but have any of you arrived somewhere faster than you expected? Yeah. When I first started doing a lot of traveling, I flew out of the Las Vegas airport. I lived in St. George, Utah, yes, but it was 115 miles. I don't know how many kilometers. Sorry for those of you who are in other countries. But it was 115 miles from St. George to the Las Vegas airport, or it was twice that much plus a little bit more. It was like 300 miles to the Salt Lake airport. So it was faster, more ease for me in my life and my body to go out of the Vegas airport. And so I remember one morning I was on cruise control. I have to say that part. I was on cruise control, and it usually takes me about 2 hours. Yes, 2 hours to get from where I lived to the Vegas airport. 15 miles, 2-hour increments. So I sat there one morning and I did cruise control. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to get there. It took me an hour and 15 minutes to get to the airport on cruise control. And I say this emphatically about cruise control because I don't want you guys to think, oh, well, she was just speeding, so of course she got there under an hour and 15 minutes instead of the 2 hours. Nope, wasn't speeding. I was on cruise control, and I hit traffic when I went to Vegas, when I got to the Vegas city proper. I was manipulating time. I know that without a doubt. I was manipulating time. And like Ronus in the chat room, I love it when we do that. Yeah, I'm not the only one. By the way, you guys, I am not the only one who has this ability to manipulate time. I'm just one of the giggly few who enjoy actually doing it cognitively, right? And I had somebody with me because we get there. We get to the airport. He looks at me. He's like, what did you do? We shouldn't be here yet. And I'm like, who, me? He goes, you manipulated time. I'm like, yeah, maybe I did. And I think it was last week's show where we talked about manipulation. So check out that show on the archives, A2Zen.fm and Right Body For You show archives. Talked about manipulation and how most of our lives, the daily day things has manipulation into it, including time. Okay. So we start to look at this and we're like, well, this is how long it is for this, and this is how long it is for this, and this is just what it's going to be, and blah, 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 blah. Well, you want proof that time isn't real? Work in television or radio, okay? I started off my TV career as a master control operator, okay? I have so many stories of dead air in radio, but there's this one time in TV that really stands out in my mind as proof that time is not real, okay? Because it kind of went like this. We went to dead air, okay? So let me explain a little bit. In master control, what that is a lot of it is more automated now, but then there's still somebody sitting there watching. But it's the room where all of the information gets broadcast from the television station to the satellites, and then fed out to everybody's televisions, okay? So this is what master control is. They sit there and they play the shows, they play the commercials, they play the lower third pop-ups, they time it all out. Yes, time it all out. And all of that kind of stuff, okay? So we're sitting there and we go to black, which means commercial was supposed to come up, the show ended, commercial was supposed to come up, and it went to black, which means there wasn't another segment of the show, which in an hour show when you're only 15 minutes into the show might be a problem, okay? Because dead air is not a good thing in TV and radio, okay? So we went to dead air, and I'm like, holy crap, I don't know what's going on with this feed. So in this time, I had to figure it out. So I started running around the room, and it's not just a little room. It's not like 10 by 10. We're talking, 100 square foot room of recording banks, satellite banks, tape players, computers, and all this kind of stuff. So in 15 seconds, I'm not even kidding because everything's timed out by commercials. And in this reality, according to 15 seconds, I triggered another commercial. I checked the computer screen and the file to see what was going on with that. I went over to the satellite to see if it was actually recorded. I made a phone call to the master control supervisor to see what they wanted me to do in an emergency, and I swore a lot. Okay? This was all in the space of 15 seconds. Okay? There's a lot of even physical activity in that. And it wasn't to sit there and I'm like, yeah, I just thought about something for 15 seconds. I moved a lot. So if time is real and things are structured, how did I do all of those things that I know 15 seconds of this reality was all that passed because I had 15 seconds of dead air because that's what was recorded on the timeline of the computer. I mean, freak. I could probably go get proof. Not that you could see me running around, although they did have cameras in the room. Anyway, it'd be interesting to watch that and see if I, blurred or something, right, as I was running around this huge room. And I really emphasize the story just to get you guys to look at and acknowledge where you've done this in your life. Yeah, we'll do it like, I got home faster or whatever. But where did you get something done faster? And what if it's just not that? It was just easier, it flowed. Well, yeah, and what if you were manipulating time with it? We're going to take another quick little break, but start to look at that. Where did you actually manipulate time? Where did you do things faster, or where did you do things slower, right? It's not just about faster. Sometimes you can actually slow things down. I've done that with classes, or we've done that in emergency situations where we have complete conversations with ourselves or other people, or in the movies it portrays as like you step out of time for a second and look at everything. This person's doing this over here. You need to go get the couch or the pillow off the couch, so that when the person falls over, you can have the pillow there or whatever. And some people think, I just turned off my thinking and I just reacted. Well, what if you were so able to manipulate time that you were able to slow things down so that you could do what was required and save the person's head from hitting on the floor, whatever it is. It's like, so start to recognize the places where you have actually manipulated time for slow, for faster, to help yourself or to stop yourself. Because I would love to say that we only do this to improve our lives, and a lot of us do it sometimes to play with our own little crazy lives. But what I'm asking for with this entire show, honestly, is to get you to be cognitively aware of this and start to use it as a tool, as one of manipulation of time, as one of the tools in your toolbox, so that you don't do things happenstance, accidentally. So you can actually create your life with this instead of destroy your life with this, okay? So we're going to take a quick little break. When we come back, I'm going to talk a little bit more about that, about how manipulation of time can be a tool to create your life, not to destroy your life, okay? All right, this is Donnielle. This is Right Body for You, and we are on a2zen.fm, and we'll be right back.
What if your body could be an ease and not a burden? What would life be like if you could enjoy your body? What if changing your body was easier than we've been taught? And what if it's not about the latest fad? Join Donnielle each week on Right Body for You as she explores what bodies are and the ease of change that's possible. Each week you will receive inspirational stories of those who've used the Right Body for You energetic tools to change their body and the tools that they used, tools that you can begin to use immediately. Listen for Right Body for You every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Mountain, and 11 a.m. Pacific on a2zen.fm.
What if there's nothing wrong with you? What if you're far greater than you've ever given yourself credit for? What if it's time to know the gift and the contribution you are to the world and to like yourself a lot more? Hi, my name is Dane here. 13 years ago, I started to truly ask questions. Actually, I started to be the question, and everything changed for me. Asking questions opens doors to infinite possibilities. And it's not about finding the answer. It's about being the question. Always. What I'm inviting you to step into is something that Einstein, Marie Curie, Newton, Da Vinci, Gandhi, Picasso, and Aristotle all knew to be true. What if no question is too big or too small? What if anything is possible for you? What if together we could create a kinder, gentler, happier world? Is now the time? Go to beingyouclass.com and sign up for a free video series, My Gift to You. beingyouclass.com. What if you, truly being you, are the gift and change this world requires? beingyouclass.com.
This is Right Body for You with Donnielle. To participate in the program today, please call in the U.S. 815-880-8255 or Canada 613-800-8763 or UK 4433-0001-0625. You can Skype us at a2zen.fm. Or if you'd like to email a question, please send it to Donnielle@accessconsciousness.com. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back to Right Body for You. I am your host, Donnielle. Time isn't real, and that, for me, that commercial break felt like forever. I was like, okay, let's get going. Please, 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 let's talk about this. I think it was only a minute. Time was slow. I'm like, no, let's hurry up. So, we start to have fun with it. And during the commercial break, during that minute, I looked at some emails. I answered some emails. Multitasker, manipulative energies, that's me. And one of the emails I received during the commercial break was a registration for the Toronto class, which makes me remind me to invite you. Let me invite you to the Right Body for You workshop. They're facilitated all over the world. I have the pleasure and honor of doing it. And the next one is in Toronto, Canada. Oh, Canada. And it is next weekend. And the good news is, if you can't get you and your cute little body to the room, you can actually live stream this one as well. So I'm so looking forward to that. We're going to have a fun group of people, both online and in person. If you're part of the book club and you heard me laugh a lot with Christine and Leah, Leah will be on the Zoom and Christine will be in the room. We're going to laugh. We're going to entertain. And you know what? One of the things I love about facilitating Right Body for You workshops is it is truly about the creation of your life with the contribution of your body. Changing your body? Sure. Enjoying your body? Sure. Do you have to have a problem with your body to come? Absolutely not. Somebody did a post recently of like, well, I didn't think I had to go to a Right Body for You class because, you know what? I facilitate bodies. I don't have any problem with my body. My body's awesome. I'm good. I'm happy, blah, blah, blah. And then she listened to one of my radio shows, and she's like, oh, well, maybe there's more. So she's actually coming to the Toronto class as well, because she's like, so what else is possible for our lives, okay? What else is possible for our lives when we include our body, we include the awareness, the contribution that it can be? Might that change our money flows? Heck yeah. Might it be able to change how we manipulate time? Oh, yeah. We spend a lot of time on words and languaging, earth, pain, judgment, eating, communication with your body, you name it. 2.5 days of a workshop, and I call it a workshop instead of a class because it is hands-on, meaning we run some body processes, yes, but we have some activities that I walk you through. It's very interactive. It's not just you sit there and listen to me. We interact. We have activities. We do questions, and we have a good time. It is a workshop, so please do check it out. You can go to Donnielle.com because I updated my website. Woohoo! You can go to Donnielle.com under the classes and sessions and find the registration, watch a video, all that kind of fun stuff. So check it out. So I invite you next weekend, 16th, 17th, and 18th, I believe it is. Yes, 16th, 17th, and 18th. So come check it out. Right Body for You workshop in Toronto, Canada. Oh, Canada. I don't know why I want to do Oh, Canada after every time I do, but I do. So, time. What if time isn't real? You know, and I've given you guys a couple of examples this time, last segment. I know, right? But do you see how insidious this is? Do you see how it seems to be part of so much of our speech? So much as the way we look at things, so much as the way we structure our lives, so much of the way we, without thought, adhere to this time structure. You know, oh, like last time on this, last segment, which even a segment is time, we're always looking at this. We're always seem to make time this superior force. Well, here's the kick. If we can get to the point where we agree, or we don't even have to agree, I'm sorry, unbox that. If you can get to the point where you look at time as a tool instead of your boss, instead of the thing you're the effect of or beholden to or limited by, if you can look at time as a tool that you can use, one of the tools in your toolbox, not only can your life change, but your body can change. Or your body doesn't change because you're not buying into the aging and olding thing, which is tied to a timeline. You know, we do this is why I'm talking about these guideposts, these markers. You know, 16th birthday, I can drive. 18, I can vote. I'm finally an adult. Oh, finally I'm an adult at 18. I don't know about you. I have a few more years on the earth than 18, and I still don't feel like an adult. I don't know when that little thing's supposed to kick in, but I still feel like, you know, teenager, maybe. And then, you know, 21, you can drink. Hallelujah. Woohoo! Which for me, who might created a body that doesn't like to drink, 21 was like, yeah, woohoo, yay. So it's like, what else is possible with this? And you know, in 65 we can age. 50, you're over the hill. Or, sorry, you can age at 65, retire. Let's try that one. At 65, you're going to retire. 50, you're over the hill. You know, 40s, you have to stop having a baby for a woman. You know, and all of these kind of things. Or what is it? Over 40 is when your eyesight's supposed to go. You're starting to have problems with your knees. And it's like, how much of these timelines of age are interlinked with the destruction of our body? Okay? So what if we look at this, time isn't real, time is valuable, it's a tool we can use. Well, what if we can use it to create our lives and our bodies instead of using it to destroy our lives and bodies. Like, I am 43, so my eyesight's going. It's harder for me to get up, move around. My time for having babies is past. Ugh. See the energy that pulls up? Did that make any of your guys' bodies feel better? Was your body sitting there going, stop it, just stop it, please stop it? Yeah, that's what my body was doing. It was like, stop it, please don't buy any of that crap, please, please, please. So in this possibility of using time as a creation for our lives instead of the destruction for our lives, the first step, honestly, is to look at the possibility that time isn't real. For me, I know it's not real. I have manipulated it actively. And so this is something you actually have to really look at for yourself, and come to that place where you have that awareness, because we love our time. Somewhere we are just like, but no, don't take my time away from me. How will I know I'm a success if I don't have time on my side? Which is another right time. Time on my side. Where else what else is possible when you're not buying that? At age 40, you start to fall apart. At age 50, you're over the hill. Oh my gosh, you're 70, you're old, or anything like that. So when you start to actually look at this, is when you start to step out of time being the effect of time, okay? And one of the ways to do that is to acknowledge that you did manipulate time, okay? This is the first and foremost tool. One of the things I really want you guys to take away from this is to look at the places where you did manipulate time, made it faster, made it slower, good result, bad result, whatever it is. But you manipulated time and acknowledged it. Acknowledging it is the key, okay? This is what I'm talking about. It's a key. Let me say this again. It's a key. Because you can sit there and go, oh, yeah, that was just a coincidence, or wow, that was weird. It was just one of those things, or it just seemed to go slower, but it really wasn't. It of course, time can't change or whatever it was, but anytime you say, oh, is it just a coincidence, or it just seemed that way, you negate the magic that you are, the magic that you be, the magic that you created. You actually, it's like throwing a blanket on a fire. The non-flammable blankets, those big blankets that like to snuff out fires. I heard some of your heads going, why would you want to do that? Well, to stop it, those non-flammable ones. So when you acknowledge it, when you blow it off, when you say it's just a coincidence, it's not. You be magic. So when you blow it off, you're literally blowing out the flame of the magic that you are creating, okay? So when you acknowledge it, instead of blowing it out, you blow more life into that flame. You watch it grow. It becomes something more tangible. It becomes something more that you can utilize, okay? Whether we're talking about manipulating time, or whether we're talking about changing somebody's reality, when you actually acknowledge the magic that you created, you blow life into the flame and watch it grow, okay? So when you acknowledge these things of manipulation of time, it's the first step in, honestly, not aging, in not being the effect of time, in creating your life, because then you can be more the control freak that I know you all truly desire to be, and create your life instead of react to things that's going on around you, okay? All right, so we're going to take a quick little break. When we come back, I know time isn't real, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about this, about the creation aspect. It's like, okay, I've acknowledged it, now let's create. What else is possible, okay? So this is Donnielle. This is Right Body for You. We are on a2zen.fm, and we'll be right back.
What if your body could be an ease and not a burden? What would life be like if you could enjoy your body? What if changing your body was easier than we've been taught? And what if it's not about the latest fad? Join Donnielle each week on Right Body for You as she explores what bodies are and the ease of change that's possible. Each week you will receive inspirational stories of those who've used the Right Body for You energetic tools to change their body and the tools that they used, tools that you can begin to use immediately. Listen for Right Body for You every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Mountain, and 11 a.m. Pacific on a2zen.fm.
Check out the new ringtones from Access Consciousness.
What is it possible? What is it possible? Smoking hot. Smoking hot.
And everyone's favorite,
Take a pass. Take a pass.
download the latest and hottest accessory. Go to accessconsciousness.com/ringtones for all the details on how to download to your iPhone today.
This is Right Body for You with Donnielle. To participate in the program today, please call in the U.S. 815-880-8255 or Canada 613-800-8763 or UK 4433-0001-0625. You can Skype us at a2zen.fm. Or if you'd like to email a question, please send it to Donnielle@accessconsciousness.com. Now, back to the program.
And welcome back to Right Body for You. Today we're talking about time, and maybe time isn't real. Maybe we're not the effect of time. And what if we could use time as a creation for our lives instead of a destruction of our lives? Because how much is aging tied with time? With our birthdays, with our anniversaries, and things like that. We mark the onward progression of our lives as a countdown, okay? Yes, celebrate your life. I think you should celebrate your life every day. You opened your eyes, you woke up, you're here, you should celebrate, okay? So please, yes, celebrate your lives, but instead of going, oh, I'm a year older because it's my birthday, well, if you're just like about, woohoo, it's me, hello, here I am today, okay? So with this, I told you that we get into a little bit of the creation. How do you use time? If you're buying time isn't real, I've acknowledged where I've manipulated it. How do I actually create with it? Well, acknowledging it is actually in the creation of it, because what you do is you're actually removing yourself from being the effect of it and needing to get around it or through it. It actually puts you into choice of everything, and that choice is what creates, okay? And here's the other thing, like, boom, boom, boom. Here's the other thing. Anybody who's ever used the Access Consciousness tool, the verbal processing, they've done a pod POC, they've used the right, wrong, good, bad pod POC on Choice Boys and Beyonds? Yeah, most of us have who are listening to the show, and if you haven't, I encourage you to. Well, guess what? That is a manipulation of time, and that is using the not buying time is real as a way to create your life. Because at the very base of these right, wrong, good, bad, pod POC, all-night, shorts, boys, band, it takes the energy to wherever you created it, whether it was now or in the past or even in the future. And it goes, you know what, I'm going to change it, boop, and I'm going to make it real, or I'm going to show up differently. Now, if time was real, we wouldn't even be able to use that, because everything in the past is solid and everything in the future is inevitable. Not so. I've seen pictures on walls change. I mean, like in a hotel room, it's on the west wall. I come back, it's on the south wall, because of these pod POCs that we're doing, because we're going back in time and changing things and showing up now differently. And in that, we are creating our lives, okay? Stepping out of this buying that time is real puts us back into the choice and automatically puts us into the creation of, hey, what would I like to create if I wasn't counting down to my death by my birthdays and anniversaries and things like that? Celebrate life? Yes. Celebrate birthdays and anniversaries? Absolutely. But what if you change the energy around it instead of having it as a marker of time moving on, of life moving on, of the evolution, and our, what do the people call it, our march towards death? It's like you're born and then you march towards death. How depressing is that point of view? I mean, really, okay? So when you start to look at this, when you start to go, okay, well, I've done a POC, and so many of us have. I've changed the past, I've changed the present, I've changed the future. Where am I buying that time is actually real and I am the effect of it, okay? So when all of this starts with acknowledging the times, acknowledging the places and the spaces that you have manipulated time. You've slowed it, you've made it faster, no matter the results, good, bad, ugly, otherwise, and that you acknowledge it. You created that spark of magic and you blew, acknowledging it, you blow life into it, and then, you get this blaze of possibility that you actually can create your life from, okay? All right, so this is just the tip of the iceberg, my friends. Come to the Right Body for You workshop next weekend, whether it's live in person so I can hug you, or on live stream so I can talk to you and pet you energetically from afar. We can talk more about time, which we do. Words, languaging, body processes, earth, money, sex, sexuality, eating, communication with your body, all of those kind of things. We really get into depth with it. And do let me add on that the live streaming is interactive. You're not going to be a voyeur sitting there. You can ask questions, whether on type or whether verbally, because I see you, you see me with the technology we're using. So it is a very interactive thing. So please don't think that it's like, well, I'm just not going to sit there for 2.5 days and watch people. No, you're going to interact. You're going to be a part of it. We're setting it up so you're going to have a couple of different views in the room so you can, watch all things going on, as well as somebody monitoring questions and things like that. So, and you can always talk to the other people on the stream as well. So we're going to have fun with that. So please do check it out, Donnielle.com, and check out my new updated website. I'm so excited. I won't say it's finished because really I don't think it's ever finished, but it is something I can actually say, go to now. Please look at it, Donnielle.com. DONNIELLE.com, and check it out. You can go and look there's a slew of videos, sound clips, full-length intro classes. There's a number of things on the site. As I was putting it together, I'm like, wow, I actually have a lot of fun giveaway things. So please do check it out, Donnielle.com. You can also register for the class there. And all of that kind of fun stuff. So please do. And if you have any suggestions for the show, we're always curious. What would you and your body like to know? I'm pretty good at picking out thoughts of people's heads and listening to their bodies. But what if you actually spoke it too? And in that speaking of email or however it is, you actually make a demand in the universe and start to reveal energies. You get that? You start to reveal energies with the questions you ask. You start to reveal energies, and you start to reveal what else is possible with things. So please don't underestimate your suggestions for show titles or concepts. They actually create the future, right? We're talking about creation. So please do check that out, okay? So book club. Yes, thank you. It's never too late to sign up for the book club. You I think the link's on the website. If not, we can get it to you. Replays are available. It's free for all. 10 weeks into the 14 weeks. Friggin' rockin' series. It's intense. It's gone places that I'm surprised at. Last time I looked at the registration sheet, we had 1,060 people registered for this book club. We are changing the future of bodies and lives in the world everywhere, my friends. Please, I invite you to be a part of that. Okay? All right, everyone. Thanks for playing with me in this past hour. Ha, ha, ha. I know time isn't real, and thanks for playing with me. So make it a fun week. Make it a happy week. Enjoy your body because it's enjoying you. And I hope to see you right back here next week because guess what? I'll be here too. Until then, have a good one.
This is Right Body for You with Donnielle. To participate in the program today, please call in the U.S. 815-880-8255 or Canada 613-800-8763, or UK 4433-0001-0625. You can Skype us at a2zen.fm. Or if you'd like to email a question, please send it to Donnielle@accessconsciousness.com.